Okay, it looks like we are live. Let me give me a second, guys. Let me make sure we are live. Double check this on the computer. But we are going to be talking about Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. The fight is right around the corner, and there is so much to be talked about. But just bear with me. Let's make sure that I am live. Looking at my laptop to see if I'm live, but doesn't seem to be popping up. It's probably because I've been out the game for so long. Haven't been doing content for probably like a whole year now, and that's because just been focusing on a couple different things. But anyhow, excited to talk about Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Bud Crawford. It's gonna be a good fight, and it can really go either way. Okay, cool. Looks like I am live. So, Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Bud Crawford. This has been an extremely difficult fight to assess, and that is for multiple reasons. We know that Canelo Alvarez has had tremendous fights, not just early in his career, but in his later in his career. I'm talking about the Gennady Golovkins, the Dmitry Bibols, the Sergey Kovalevs, and so on. Has a mix of very good fights of and also very good matchmaking, and then also some folks that didn't belong in the ring against Canelo Alvarez. But nevertheless, he has had a tremendous career, made a lot of money, and has become the cash cow of the sport of boxing. On the other hand, we have Terrence Bud Crawford, someone who has been putting in work and just working when no one is looking, working in the shadows of other fighters. But he finally gets a chance to go up against one of um one of the most prominent boxers in the last 10 years, and that is Canelo Alvarez. So we have Terrence Bud Crawford against Canelo Alvarez. As I was mentioning, I've been having a tremendous hard time assessing this fight because if you go down each of the resumes, well, first of all, Terrence Bud Crawford, most of his notable fights has been taking place at the 147 pounds, 140-pound weight class. Canelo Alvarez has tremendous amount of fights, but a lot of them have been taking place above the 154-pound weight class. I'm talking about Gennady Golovkin. I'm talking about Dmitry Bivol. I'm talking about Sergey Kovalev. I'm talking about Caleb Plant, and the list goes on and on and on. But to good fighters that just organically fight in different weight classes. That being said, they're going to meet inside the square circle. So, like I mentioned, been having a hard time making an assessment, but I'm going to give you my initial thoughts. And as we get closer to the fight, I'll keep on dropping videos, going live, and keeping you guys up to date with the latest and greatest. So, Canelo Alvarez, what he has going for him in this fight is power, experience, patience, and defense. Let's begin with power. We know that Canelo Alvarez is comfortable fighting at 168 pounds. Not only has he delivered big punches, but he has also given, taken big punches from big fighters. Give me a second, guys. Looks like something is happening here in the live stream. How do I add a title to this? Ask question. Okay. Well, welcome to Was this about right here? Okay. Anyhow, let's keep going here. So Canelo Alvarez not only has delivered power shots to big fighters at 168 pounds, but he has also taken big shots from Gennady Golovkin, big shots from Sergey Kovalev, big shots from Dmitry Bivol, and he has been able to withstand them. Never seen Canelo in the canvas, never seen him knocked down, never seen him in serious trouble. So that gets me thinking, does Terence Bud Crawford has the power to put Canelo Alvarez in danger? That's the question. But on the other hand, Terence Bud Crawford is not a one punch knockout artist. Terence Bud Crawford is delivers an accumulation of punishment. When he fought Errol Spence, he didn't knock him down with one punch. He beat him down with punch after punch after punch after punch. And that reminds me of what Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao used to do. He used to deliver punches and bunches and rip the soul out of his opponents. So if Terence Bud Crawford has a chance of beating Canelo Alvarez, is not going to be a one-shot knockout. It's either going to be on the scorecards from dominating round after round after round, or is going to be an accumulation of punishment where Canelo Alvarez become demoralized and simply gets frustrated because he has no answers for Terence Bud Crawford. That's how I see Terence Bud Crawford winning the fight. That being said, the way I see Canelo Alvarez winning the fight is by going to the body. We know that Terence Bud Crawford is coming from a smaller weight class. Terence Bud Crawford is going to utilize his footwork, and that's another thing I want to talk about. What's this all about running? I've never seen Terence Bud Crawford run in a boxing match. I've never seen Terence Bud Crawford get on his bicycle. I've never seen Terence Bud Crawford run circles around the ring. So I don't believe Terence Bud Crawford is going to be running. But if he begins to use his footwork to get out the way, Canelo Alvarez is going to go down to the body and is going to attempt to slow down Terence Bud Crawford. And that's a key to victory that I believe Canelo Alvarez is going to have to implement if he is looking to beat Terence Bud Crawford. Going to the body, slow him down, and then eventually catching him to the head. But folks, this is a tremendous, tremendous hard fight to assess. Canelo Alvarez, Terence Bud Crawford, who is going to take the victory? Not sure. But let me go ahead and wrap it up at that. I'll be dropping more lives as we get closer to the fight. At the moment, don't really have a horse in the race. I like Terence Bud Crawford more than I like Canelo Alvarez. Reason being is that I believe that Terence Bud Crawford got to this position the hard way. He fought everyone they put in front of him. Canelo Alvarez has some good fights, has some okay fights, but matchmaking had a lot to do in his career. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If boxing is what you're looking for, hit that subscribe button. I'll keep the videos coming. Peace.